In this video, I want to share with you 12 essential travel tips for when you come to visit Thailand. The first group are to do with currency, with using money in Thailand. I have made another video about this recently, but the main tips here are just to come with a little bit of Thai currency that you exchange in your home country. The rates there won't be so good, but you need a little bit of cash on hand when you come to Thailand, because here cash is still king. We do use some forms of electronic payment, but they're only available to people who have a Thai bank account. So when you're visiting, that's not an option. So start with a little bit of cash and you won't go wrong. Second tip, when you get here, use your ATM, use your debit card to withdraw some out of a local ATM. You will get charged a set fee for making a withdrawal with a foreign card, but the rates will usually be pretty good, and you can generally take out 20 to 30,000 baht at a time. So this is the least expensive way to use an ATM in Thailand. And the third tip, in Thailand, there is no tipping. Well, generally speaking, there's not a tipping culture here, but tour guides do generally expect a tip. And if you're at a restaurant that you've had really good service, yeah, it's always polite to leave a small tip, 20 or 30 baht, 50 baht, nothing much more than that. It certainly doesn't have the tipping culture that they have in the United States. And the next tip is not so much about currency, but just about smart travel. When you arrive, if you plan on hiring a vehicle, either a car or a motorcycle, don't rent one immediately. Give yourself a day, particularly if you've traveled a long flight. You're going to be jet lagged, you're going to maybe be a little bit disoriented in a different culture, and here we drive on the opposite side of the road than most of the rest of the world does. Even though we drive on the same side in New Zealand, that's about the only similarity in driving in Thailand. So have a rest first and then go and rent yourself a car or a motorcycle to get around on. And no matter what season it is in Thailand, whether it's the cool season like we're in now or in the hot season, you really need to stay hydrated. And this is, I find, more difficult in the cool season because I'm not so inclined to want to drink much, but it is really important in the heat and in the humidity. You're processing differently than you may do in your home country where the climate's cooler. So drink plenty of water. It's readily available everywhere. But only drink bottled water. Don't open the faucet and take a drink from there. It's not recommended. And of course, before you arrive, you need to make sure that you've got all your travel documents and your visas and everything. And if you are going to rent a vehicle, make sure that you've got a valid driver license. A lot of places will rent you a vehicle without a driver license, but if you get stopped, you need to be able to show some form of driver license that's recognised in Thailand. And another tip for when you're packing your bags, pack light. Don't pack too many clothes, and pack just lightweight clothes that are going to dry easy. Most hotels and guest houses and homestays are going to offer some form of laundry service, which is usually really cheap and easy to use. Or if you need to, do a little bit of clothes shopping when you're here, but it certainly pays not to be lugging around more clothing than you'll need. It does get a little cooler here in this season from December through January, particularly if you're at altitude, but you might just need a light jacket and a couple of extra layers. That's all. And tip number 8, if you are going to rent a vehicle, either a motorcycle or a car, and you're in the north of Thailand particularly, you're going to be hitting some mountain roads, some fairly steep and narrow roads. You don't want to rent the smallest size engine, either for a motorcycle or a car. And if you're traveling in a car, if you've got more than 2 people in it, you're going to want something with a little bit more power than some of the very low-powered sedans that are available. So think about that. You're not wanting to be hooning around at high speeds anywhere. I wouldn't recommend that, but just for climbing those mountain roads, they can get pretty steep. And if you need to overtake, you've just got a little bit more power, a little bit more jazz to get past some slow-moving traffic. And when you are driving in Thailand, you've got to be ready to expect the unexpected. This is traffic driving the wrong way on your side of the road or the wrong way down a one-way street, people doing U-turns. things like that. So it really pays to expect the unexpected and just drive a bit slower than you normally might do. And when you're here and out and about and you want to grab some souvenirs, tip number 9 is to buy local souvenirs. Find the people that have made something that they're selling to you. This is easy enough to do in the mountain areas when you're going to villages, but certainly in the cities it's better to look at small galleries and little places. And if you're going to haggle, ask the person how long it took them to make the item that you want to buy. They're going to tell you how long it took, and then you calculate and ask yourself whether you want to offer them a little bit more rather than offering a discount, because most often these people won't value their time as much as it's worth. And tip number 10 is something that we love to do, and that is slow travel. Don't plan to cram in as much and see as many places as you can in a short space of time, because ultimately you're really not going to get the most enjoyment out of it. Plan well, find a good location to stay and spend 2 or 3 nights in each location and do day trips out and tour around and come back. This will reduce your travel time, and it'll reduce the amount of time messing around packing and unpacking your bags and finding a new place to stay and things like that. So we love slow travel. It is a great way to go, and we highly recommend it when you're visiting Northern Thailand, because it just fits the pace of life here so well. And if you do visit in the low season, this is really easy because you won't need to book much in advance. Here in the low season, we've only got 4 rooms at our little homestay, but there's usually rooms available. This time of the year during our high season, it is a little bit more challenging, so it does pay to book online and book in advance, but we still get walk-ins, and if we've got room available, we're always happy to receive people. But by and large, it's pretty easy in the lower season, so that's outside of probably mid-November to mid-February. It's not difficult to find accommodation. But if you are visiting in the high season, tip number 12 is to bring an extra layer of clothes. I know I said earlier just to travel light, but if you're coming to the mountain areas and it's cold season, it can get pretty chilly. It was reaching 0 degrees up at the summit of Doi Intanon the other day in December. That's 2,600 meters above sea level, so it's not so cold as that down here, but we did get down to 11 degrees recently, so that extra layer is going to help you. I know most people think of Thailand as tropical and lovely beaches, and sure, they're here, but they're a long way down south. Up here in the north and at altitude, it gets a little bit chilly, so pack that 1 or 2 extra layers. So there's a dozen tips to help make your trip to Thailand more enjoyable and to hopefully save you money and time. If I've missed any that you can think of, drop us a line in the comments below and let us know what gem that you can share with others. And if you'd like to see another video about traveling in Thailand and when to travel, you can check out this video next. Thanks very much for watching.